Hi, my name is Hannah. I've been teaching yoga for about 6 years now. Um, just something you might notice. I had Bell's palsy when I was about 35 weeks pregnant, so the left side of my face doesn't work quite as well as it used to. So you may notice I have a bit of a half smile. A little bit anxious about being on camera, but I'm sure I'll be fine. So today I thought it would be nice to do a little meditation using the five senses. So this is particularly good for people who are beginners to meditating, because it just helps to give you something to focus on. So we'll get started. So I just want you to sit comfortably. Now, that can mean anything from lying down on your backs, sitting in a chair, maybe sitting with your legs out or crossed. Maybe you'd like to sit up on a pillow. Whatever you need to do to be comfortable, because obviously when you're trying to settle the mind, the last thing you want to be thinking about is sort of being uncomfortable, maybe your foot's gone dead or things like that. So just make sure that you are comfortable, and we'll get started. So I want you to just start by maybe rolling the shoulders a few times and then letting them fall wherever they feel most comfortable. Maybe have a little fidget until you're nice and soft. Okay. You can maybe rest your hands in your lap. And then just bring your awareness to your breath. So no need to change anything. Just focusing on how the breath feels. Does it feel quite deep, shallow? Maybe notice that pause in between the breath in and the breath out. And you'll notice that, so your brain is wired to think about things, which is why meditating can be so difficult. So thoughts will come into your mind. You may get caught up in them. I just want you to try and notice when that happens and see if you can redirect your attention back to what we're doing today. So we're just going to bring our attention to each sense, one at a time for about a minute each, so that it can help us to be in the present moment. So we're going to start with our eyes open and focus on sight. So what can you see around you? Maybe the furniture, maybe the floor, the ceiling. Notice the texture of things, hard or soft, rough or smooth. Notice the colours. Maybe you notice things that you haven't really looked at in a long time. And really try to see each object. Try not to judge. So maybe you can see dust or, I don't know, smudge on the window. They just are. They're not good, they're not bad. They're just there. And we're going to move on to what you can hear. Sometimes it can be helpful to close your eyes and to focus on the other senses. So if you'd like to, then by all means. So what can you hear? If you're inside, can you hear various things around the house? Are there other people in the house? Maybe you can hear the washing machine, something else. Maybe you have some pets wandering around. And again, good or bad, no judgment. Maybe you can hear things close to you, or maybe internal. Maybe your breath, maybe your stomach. Maybe the sound of you swallowing. Or maybe you can hear things really far away. The road outside, or maybe you can hear airplanes. If you're outside, notice the trees. Sound of birds, perhaps, or water. And if there may be sounds that generally elicit a sort of response from you, can we move away from the feeling and just focus on the sound, without sort of labeling it as bad noise or annoying, but rather using it to help ground us in the present. Are you now maybe noticing more than you did before you started this? Maybe noticing more subtle sounds. Next, we're going to shift our attention to smell. What can you smell? Just take a moment to take a few breaths through your nose. If you're inside, can you smell maybe something cooking in your house? Or something lingering from before? Again, no judgment here. They're just smells. Maybe you can smell coffee or tea. If you have your window open, maybe you can smell what your neighbours are cooking. If you're outside, the smell of trees or flowers, grass. So again, just noticing what there is. If your mind is wandering, just gently bring it back. Can you smell things that you didn't notice before? And then we'll move on to the next one, which is taste. So obviously if you have nothing in your mouth, it's going to be a little harder, but it's not impossible. So maybe just run your tongue over your teeth and your cheeks to help you become aware of the sensations within your mouth, what you can taste. Maybe there is something that you ate recently and you can still taste. Maybe something that you have just drunk. Maybe notice your breath as you exhale. Maybe notice the saliva in your mouth. And then lastly, we're going to move to touch. So touch. This is your last one. So bring your attention to what you can feel. So firstly, maybe that is the feeling of your clothes against your skin. Or maybe notice the pressure against your body and whatever you're sitting on, a floor or a chair. Maybe start to notice the breeze against your skin, and the temperature of your body. Is it different in different sort of parts? Maybe your hands and feet are slightly warmer or cooler than the rest of your body. Maybe even take the time to feel the textures of the things that you noticed earlier. If you're on a mat, maybe just feel the mat, the floor or your clothing. You can even pick up a few objects near you. Maybe close your eyes and just notice the texture. Softness or roughness, hard or smooth. And again, if you start to get caught up in an object or maybe memories or feelings related to these various things, just try to bring yourself back to actually that sense, the feeling, the texture. Maybe notice the movement when you breathe in and out of the clothing against your skin. Or does it change the pressure against the floor or your chair? And then letting go of that sense now as well. Just want you to come back to your breath. Maybe bring your hands back into your lap. Eyes open or closed, whatever feels best for you. And maybe just see if you can focus on your breath. notice how you feel. How does your breath feel? Does it feel any different than it did at the start of this meditation? Do you feel any different? Good or bad? Without judgment, just see what works for you. Maybe you found that focusing on one particular sense was useful or helpful. Maybe you could focus a little more on that one sense. Maybe there were a few. And then maybe you can incorporate this into your daily life. Whenever you feel overwhelmed or anxious, maybe just need a moment to ground yourself. You can just pick out that sense that resonated with you. And even if you just do it for a few moments, perhaps that will help. And then just bringing your hands down by your sides. Take a really nice deep breath in, lift the arms all the way around it. And if you'd like to bow forward, namaste.